Hey guys! Watchmen is getting another adaptation. The classic comic book written by Alan Moore and with amazing artwork by Dave Gibbons and colors by John Higgins is getting 2 animated movies. Watchmen Part 1 and Part 2 will premiere soon, and it's time to review all the details from the teaser and what we can expect from this animation. Will it be faithful to the comics? Or will it lean more towards Zack Snyder's movie? Stay tuned until the end of the video to discuss everything that's coming, from the animation style to the story. Welcome to Comic Chronicles. Recently, the Annecy International Animation Film Festival took place in France, and there were many updates regarding Warner Bros.' upcoming animations. Among these updates, information about the Watchmen animation, which was already confirmed at San Diego Comic-Con 2023 as a 2-part production, was revealed. The most striking element in the teaser is the animation style, which will be in CGI and will feature vibrant colors. Many people have commented that the 3D animation looks similar to Marvel's What If series, and indeed it does, but the first thing that came to my mind when I saw the trailer for the first time was the animated movie Batman and Superman: The Battle of the Super Sons, released in 2022. I really enjoyed how the story developed the friendship between Damian Wayne and Jonathan Kent in a fun way in that animation, and I had no issues with the CGI. It also reminded me a bit of the animation style of Batman Ninja, which is also in CGI. Before we continue, if you enjoy watching animated movies, reading DC Comics, and want to stay updated on all the news and reminisce about great moments, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I know that many people don't enjoy this type of animation and prefer something more traditional in 2D, and that's totally fine if you don't like it. However, I believe it could be really cool to watch. If the animation flows well and complements the storytelling, the result could be very good, especially considering the vibrant colors, which I really appreciate. The coloring of the Watchmen comic was done by John Higgins, and I really admire the work he did. In fact, I prefer the coloring he did in the Killing Joke comic over Brian Bolland's coloring, which is more well known today. When colors are used in this way, they give a different feel to the story, and in Watchmen, it could work well since vibrant colors are part of its DNA. So, from what we see in the trailer, the animation team seems to be doing a great job in this aspect. However, an animation is not just about visual quality, the script is another crucial factor. When it comes to comic book adaptations, while we have great examples of cases that exceeded the original medium, we also have cases where the opposite happened, and even some that, although quite faithful to the original stories, didn't surpass the comics. This is where the concern lies with this animation. Based on the trailer, it seems that the film will faithfully adapt the comic book. In the teaser, we hear Rorschach's narration discussing the conspiracy that's unfolding, while questioning who's behind a series of recent superhero murders, as the trailer highlights characters like Dr. Manhattan, Night Owl, Ozymandias, and Rorschach himself. Additionally, the trailer features iconic scenes from the comic book, which are also present in Zack Snyder's 2009 movie, such as the comedian being attacked, the creation of Dr. Manhattan, and even shots taken directly from the comic book. Originally published in 1986 in 12 issues, Watchmen is set in an alternate timeline where superheroes helped the United States win the Vietnam War, but the plot is much more complex than that. The geopolitical aspects of the story set during the Cold War era shed light on the corruption that vigilantes would face if they actually intervened in real human history. Watchmen deconstructed the superhero concept in the mid-1980s and became a mandatory reference in the genre. It has been adapted into a movie, a TV series, and even animated comics with sound effects. The HBO series released in 2019 took a different direction by telling a story set 30 years after the original narrative's events. While it was well received by the audience, it still doesn't reach the same level of genius as the comic book. As for Zack Snyder's movie, it's divisive. People either love it or hate it. Generally, those who read the comic book tend not to like Snyder's adaptation. Messing with Watchmen is risky because a significant portion of the audience familiar with the original work rarely enjoys other adaptations and spin-offs that other authors have written. But hopefully, this animation will surprise us. I hope that this new animated movie is very good and that, aside from the adaptation, they bring something interesting to the narrative that isn't entirely the same as the comic book, because following this path may result in what happened to some other animations, such as Batman, The Dark Knight Returns, and Batman, Year One, which faithfully adapted the story but didn't live up to the comics. Watchmen Part 1 will be released in 2024, and according to the official website, The Blu-ray release for Part 1 is scheduled for August 13, 2024, with the conclusion set for sometime in 2025. Are you excited to watch this animated feature? Have you read the comic book? Write in the comments what you expect from this animation, like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel, and activate notifications to stay informed whenever there are updates related to DC and Marvel. Also, check out our recently released videos, such as the recap of one of the iconic episodes of Justice League Unlimited and the video on how Batman defeats the Justice League. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.